talk a little bit and then listen and let me know if you can hear yourself over it.
I don't see you live.
Just refresh it. I just went live.
I've been.
Well, try it again. Oh, can you hear that?
Yeah. I still don't see you live. What the heck?
It's definitely live for the past 28 seconds.
Oh, I see it. I got it.
It's definitely live for the past 28 seconds.
Oh, I see it. All right, we're good.
Okay, cool. All
right, we're good.
Okay, cool. All right, give me 1 second. Alright, I got her to turn her little Mexican music. I think she's making tacos. She's just got Mexican music playing. No?
On Monday?
Oh, never mind. She's just listening to Spanish music for no reason.
I was about to say, that's hilarious. My head of HR was messaging me today telling me she was going to make tacos. I was like, on a Monday?
So you got to wait for a Taco Tuesday.
I know. She was like, I don't follow anything people do. I do my own thing. I was like, okay.
Yeah.
All right, hot shot.
Okay. Well, do you want to post the stream for me?
Is yours?
Started? Yeah. Throw some.
What is it?
You can just do the hash or exclamation point Jern if you want.
Okay. Siren.
Or you can copy the link of the video that you were on and paste that.
Sirens. Podcast time. When are you kicking it off?
We're going to let this music ride for a little bit.
Oh, can they not hear us?
Oh, they can hear us.
Nice. Your command didn't work.
Oh. Oh, it's Lamar's. Is it still Lamar's? No, it's not. Yeah, just post the link. All right. Welcome back, Hard Knocks community, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen. It is officially Madden 23 season. I am joined here with my lovely co-host, Michael. Michael, say hello.
What up? You forgot to say fathers and sons, because there's a lot of fathers and sons in this league.
Apparently, yeah. Shout out to my sons all across the league, Mikey included. We are excited to be here with you. We are going to have a podcast tonight to talk about Madden 23. You know, go through the ins and outs, what we're experiencing so far, getting hyped up for the season to start tomorrow at noon. Going to be a great time. Dar, yes, you are my son. Thank you for commenting. Thank you for watching, Dar. I knew you'd be here. Mikey, how are you feeling about Madden 23?
You know what? Like, what better off than to have our kickoff podcast with the three of us, me, you, and Greg.
Oh, Mike. Mikey. Greg actually isn't. He's not here.
Oh.
Yeah.
He was supposed to join us.
Yeah, he was supposed to join us. Yeah, you're right, but he's just not here.
So again, what better way to kick off the season with one of our admins doing absolutely nothing?
Hey, we're used to that around here.
Yeah.
But anyway, you know who does do something? The proud members of Hard Knocks community, the players who have been clamoring for activity, clamoring for advances, clamoring for us to start. So we're actually going to start a little bit early. I think the plan is by tomorrow at noon, we're officially going to advance to week 1, and we're going to get things underway, and we're going to see, you know, who's got it in this weird, completely different version of Madden that we've never really experienced before. Mikey, what do you think so far? Like, what are your initial thoughts?
Well, I could retire right now. And,
Shut the fuck up.
I can retire right now and finish on top.
here we go.
I played Rebel. I beat him. I played Niles.
Is that on your list?
I beat him. I played the Panthers. Who's the Panthers this year?
Yeah.
Played the Panthers. I played the Panthers.
That was a close game. It was a close game.
Very close game, but I got to play Jern. So at first I got the game. I played head to head against a bunch of online random users, and I was like, I can't figure this passing out. I got to figure this passing out. But then I started playing people. Oh, I forgot I played Elstein. I also beat Elstein. So that was that was such a yearly tradition. It's a yearly tradition to beat Elstein, so I always get excited. But, at first I was kind of, me. I'm not a great passer. Half the league knows that, or more than half the league knows that.
Yeah, I think everybody knows that.
I mean, I can pass about 7 yards, 8 yards to the left
yeah,
to
you are
number 28.
You are an elite flat passer.
Yeah. So number 28 or number 21, like 6, 7 yards to the left or to the right, I can hit them pretty good sometimes. So I was a little bit concerned with the new passing, but as you kind of get used to it, I definitely like the animation. There's been several great interception animations and kind of,
sure.
People at first were complaining about the hit stick, but I actually think it's a little bit more realistic. I mean, it's really hard to actually hit stick people in real life where you're going to, cause fumbles.
What are people complaining about the hit stick for?
Well, you got our, we got Elstein, who was, I don't know if anybody noticed. I did specifically. He was the master of timing the hit stick pretty well.
Sure, yeah, he's very good.
Very, very good. So this year feels like it's a little bit slower. So, Elstein started complaining a little bit, saying that you can't hit stick pretty,
Elstein complaining is nothing new. I mean, we expected that.
Sure, but I think Greg said something about it. A few other people mentioned something about the hit stick. I like it better because it's not an automatically just pop your guy and they fall or whatever and fumble. I'm liking the game so far.
I haven't really noticed the hit stick issue. I haven't had much problem hit sticking. I have noticed that I'm not really causing many fumbles when I am hit sticking, and I think that's been a problem that goes back to Madden 22. I don't think hit sticks are really a thing compared to other years. I think the turnovers in general forcing fumbles were tuned down. I was hoping they'd kind of get back to that, but maybe it's a good thing that they haven't, because holy shit is defense juiced.
Mm-hmm.
It is insane what has happened to pass rushing. It feels like, you know how Madden 20, where you would just set your contained blitzes and you would get heat off the edge within 3 seconds, and Montez Sweat and Myles Garrett would have 40 sacks a season because they were really fast, and that's kind of how the game was. This feels like a less cartoony, arcadey version of Madden 20 to me, where I think it's going to just be very pass rush dependent. People's defenses, how Madden 22, the defensive meta, if you will, would just be to rush 3 or 4 and to sit back in zone coverage and try to stop the deep ball. Now it's going to be play up as close to the line as possible, send heat, and make somebody make a quick read and throw an interception. I think we're going to see an incredible amount of sacks, sack fumbles, and interceptions this first season, and it's going to make us really have to change exactly what we want to do offensively, philosophically. So it'll be interesting to see who's able to succeed with that different style of play, because there are several people in the league that have gotten used to the Madden 22 air it out deep every play and take the deep shots and things like that. So it's going to be a big adjustment, I think, to be able to switch back to this essentially kind of a pro-style offense, and where we're getting back to more simulation football. Because in the real NFL, you don't have 5 seconds every play and then you can roll out with escape artists. I don't know about you. I haven't played many regs online, but I haven't seen anybody really running out of the pocket and having great success.
Yeah.
Like nobody's
definitely limited that. It definitely fixed, and it makes you think if O-line is really that important this year, because it's like, I've been playing with the Colts and they got Quentin Nelson and they got some decent linemen, and I still get pressure. I'm curious to see how low the quarterback completion percentage is going to be. And you have to wonder if maybe throwing 7 yards to the left or to the right to number 28 or number 21 is really going to benefit, as opposed to, setting up a play action. I can't figure out play action.
Dude,
I can't.
You get sacked with it.
cannot.
You get sacked in 2 seconds.
Dude, you have this is and I wonder if this kind of version of a game is going to be where you really have to adjust your line pre-snap every single time and try to ID who's coming in and try to maybe set up your running backs to block instead of, having them run a route. I don't know. I wonder if it's going to be pre-snap heavy, this version of the game. Until we see a patch, right? I mean, maybe we'll see a patch come in and kind of slow it down.
Yeah, I don't know what Madden has said in terms, or EA has said in terms of maybe patching the pass rush, but I think this is what they wanted. I think they wanted it to be more realistic, because I think I remembered them, going out and asking real coaches in the NFL, how long do you have in a pocket? And they were like, you don't have as long as you have in the game in Madden 22. So they really did try to make it seem like the pocket was collapsing most plays, because in the NFL that's what happens, and I appreciate that, but at the same time it's going to change the way Madden is played for sure.
It's an adjustment, right? For sure.
Mm-hmm. I'm also interested to see what they do with these loop blitzes. From what I've heard, there have been several, kind of cheesy nano-style blitzes that are unblockable unless you do like 3 different things pre-play and block extra people. So I hope that they eliminate that, and I think that's going to be one of our targets of discussion as we move forward as an admin team, where we have to, hopefully monitor and curtail the use of that kind of tactic, because we don't want, as this we've always tried to make this about casual simulation style play. We don't want to see that type of thing become the go-to tactic in this league. We don't want to see people kind of abusing the AI in order to get sacks. So
I agree.
I think anyone listening, anyone in the league should be on notice. You don't go out to YouTube and run this stupid 3-3 Mike blitz or whatever. It's lame, and you're a cheese fuck if you run it.
So you're saying for us to monitor a lot of the Falcons and the Patriots game early? Is that what you're saying?
Right. Yeah. All those cheesy mudheads really probably should maybe cut back on the 3-3 usage. Just maybe run some just like regular old nickel, like your grandpappy used to do it back in the day. Back when KK was winning Super Bowls.
Yeah, dude, that's far. That's like.
Yeah, that's why I said grandpappy. It was a long time ago.
There was no analog sticks.
That was N64, right? Or was that?
No, man. No, that
was that Atari.
I don't know. Maybe it was like, I don't know. So I have noticed animation on interceptions this year have been amazing.
Yeah.
There's a couple picks for Stephon Gilmore. I don't know if it's because he has Acrobat.
Oh, does he?
But there was one against Niles, and I clipped it. There was one against Niles and one against you. That I just thought it's like what we've been missing. It's like
it looked like an athletic play.
The one against Niles, his receiver actually catches the ball. Stephon Gilmore also has his hands on the ball. And then you can see his receiver tries to bring the ball in, and then both players fall to the ground and roll over. But when they fall to the ground, Stephon Gilmore's the one who actually grabs the ball out of his hands and kind of strips it away as they fall on the ground. It was amazing. It was really good looking. You heard all season, last couple of months about how this is the most polished and the most ready Madden game that EA's released in years. And so far, and I like to, label myself as somewhat of a casual user, but when you have Jern, when you have Greg, when you have some of these users who play every single year and complain about the game, I have not heard this year any real complaints, and that's freaking awesome.
Yeah, we haven't gotten into the real gameplay yet, I don't think, in terms of how it's going to play in this league, but I agree with you. I think the gameplay has been pretty solid. Hopefully it continues, and hopefully the pass rush doesn't become too dominant, but we'll see. Another thing, just speaking of abilities, I like how they changed abilities to kind of lock the OP ones away. I think, Acrobat now you have to have 90 overall, and one step ahead you have to have 90 overall man. So it's a lot different, and they're kind of locking those OP abilities away, which is a very good thing, I think, especially with how juiced up the defensive side is. Speaking of abilities, some of you have been asking in DMs. We will be unlocking, if we have not already, we'll be unlocking the ability to change abilities for your players. So some people have asked, why can't we change abilities? That was just something we locked just in case. But we're going to unlock that. You'll be able to change it to whatever you want moving forward. Okay, Mikey, do you want to get into season predictions?
Season predictions, or should we go through divisions?
That's what I mean.
Yeah. Let's do that. We should do that. This is
All right.
the fun part. This is where we load up divisions.
Okay, well, I think we should start with the AFC North because it was the first one that popped up when I opened the standings. So this is, of course, your Bengals, your Browns, your Ravens, your Steelers. In this division, at the Bengals, we have your buddy, your video game buddy, Jared Feltner, who's a new HK addition, but will be taking over the Bengals. For the Browns, we have Jabbar, longtime addition here in HK. For the Ravens, we have Cy, who is back again as Lamar and company. And then the Steelers, we have Frizzle, who is, in my opinion, an underrated player here in HK. He's been with us for several seasons. What do you think?
Very solid division. I really do. I don't know much of Jared. He's a buddy of mine. Supposedly he's solid, so we will see. But Frizzle, Cy, Jabbar. I mean, we all know Jabbar, right? If he starts off good, he's gonna compete. If he doesn't, he's gonna fold like a Cowboys fan.
He's gonna ghost.
Exactly. So I'm going to go with Cy as the division winner.
Really?
Yeah, I really am. Cy is a good runner. He's got Lamar. Curious to see how he's going to use him, but I just have not seen enough consistency from Jabbar to pick him as the winner.
Really?
Yeah.
See, I don't know. I think the Browns are hands and feet above the rest in this division. I think they're going to run away with it. I don't think it's going to be very much trouble for Jabbar.
That's what it's supposed to be, Jern, right? Every single year, isn't it what's supposed to be?
Right.
But it never happens. You know what I'm saying? It never actually happens. So, I'm curious.
I get that. But I don't think Jabbar's had this good of a team from the jump in a long time. I mean, the Browns are absolutely loaded. They've got 3 starting cornerbacks that could start for any team in the country. They've got Nick Chubb, they've got Deshaun Watson, they've got a 96-speed receiver, they have Amari Cooper this year, and they have Myles Garrett. And you know how unblockable he's going to be, especially early on.
He's got Jern, C-Dev, Jern, C-Dev, Jay Stopper with the Chargers, Greg in his first 6 games.
I get that, but I mean, if he's playing those people, then the other people in his division are probably playing them too.
Sure, but the consistency that we've seen from Jabbar the user is if
you think he's going to fall off. You think he's going to start off poorly and fall off.
If he loses to you, if he loses to C-Dev, if he loses to Jay Stopper, and if he loses to Greg, that's 4 losses. That's 2-4. That's a 2-4 start. So it's just one of those things. What kind of start can we see from Jabbar? If it's a good one, he's gonna. It's the same old story year after year with Jabbar. So it's just I'm not. If I was a betting man, I'd put my money on Cy. Do I think Jabbar's a great user? I do. It's just in terms of consistency, I don't see it.
All right. I don't think we should sleep on Frizzle either in this division. I think the Steelers are a very sneaky underdog team this year in Madden 23. You look at their offense. I know you don't have the quarterback yet. I don't think Pickett's the answer. I'm not sure what his plan is at quarterback. Maybe he should hit me up and talk about Baker Mayfield. But look at Najee Harris. Look at some decent O-line. You got weapons at receiver with Deontay Johnson finally getting superstar dev. You have George Pickens, who's new. There's some little wide receiver that's like 96 speed on that team, 95 or 96 speed. And then on defense, oh my gosh, T.J. Watt and Stephon Tuitt might be one of the best 1-2 punches in the AFC.
Add Minka in the back.
You got Minka back there. They got Miles Jack this year, who has superstar dev, and Devin Bush is still a 90 speed linebacker.
Miles Jack is superstar?
Yeah.
That's huge.
Yeah, no, get a lurker linebacker like that. Like it's going to be a very, very good team to start out with. I don't
That's
think we
low
should.
key a really good team.
I think so. I think so. And I think Frizzle. I've been in Frizzle's division before, so I used to play him twice a year, and he used to give me a bit of a trouble sometimes. And he was a very much a short passer as well. And I think short passing is going to be something you need to focus on and really be good at this year. You're not going to be able to stretch it out and run post every play, slick. But so Frizzle might be very good. And I know I shouldn't talk about that because I do that shit too. So Mikey, you have the Ravens as your lockdown winner?
It's not a lockdown, but if I have to pick one, I mean, and shoot, who knows? Maybe Jared's got the Bengals. That's a great offense. So who knows? I mean, if this guy can come out.
Yeah, we don't know anything about it.
Yeah, he could come in and be a consistent user. So if I had to pick right now, so my prediction would be Cy, just because the fact of the consistency. He's going to play every game. He's got a good, solid team. Honestly, it would be between Cy and Frizzle.
Wow. Well, I'm going to roll with Jabbar. I don't think you should disrespect the OG like that.
He disrespects himself.
It could very much be that he disrespects himself by the end of the year, but I think he's going to be a very, very, very good team this year, and I think he's going to take the North. I'd put 80% confidence that Jabbar is going to win this division. Moving on, AFC South, Michael. This is
South. We're doing this one.
Oh yeah. This is your domain here. We've got you, of course, Mikey, who never plays as anybody but the Colts, as your Indianapolis Colts this year. You have Josh in your division this year. This is a quite the division. You got Josh.
I'm excited.
Yeah, you've got Josh as the Jaguar, so Josh is returning, and he's always been a great player. He adapts to the game style. The Texans, surprise pick by TBK, picking the Texans so early. Actually had the Texans as his number one team in his.
Well, TBK had Lions last year as number one, so he's been doing this the last couple years, trying to. I don't know if he's trying to troll or rebuild or I don't know.
He is a wild card for sure. So TBK has the Texans and his wonderful internet connection. And then Tennessee Titans, you got Niles, who, in my opinion, very much an improved player last season by the end of the year when we finally cut things off. I think this might be top to bottom the most competitive division that we have in HK this year.
Wow. That's saying something. I don't know. I mean, we're on the second division right now, so it's I don't want to. There's a lot of great balanced out divisions. I think this is one of the best years where the talent is spread out. I know people think that there's a lot of top users in the NFC, but if you break it down division by division, I mean, just wait until you get to some of these other divisions. They're really broken down. I don't know what to expect from TBK. I really don't know. I played him a couple times last year. Niles, I know what I'm going to get with Niles. We've had some close games. Josh had some close games as well. I've beat him. He's beat me. I was the Niners. He was the Seahawks last year. So, yeah, I'm excited for this division.
I really don't know who's going to come out because your historical gut says it would be Josh because he's typically deep into the playoffs. But this game is so different. But at the same time, think about what Josh does well. Mr. Flats, I think Greg is the one that trolls him about that. Short passing, is that going to be, a recipe for success with him, with Trevor Lawrence and Travis Etienne and the defensive talent that they have there in the rookie? Why is the number one overall pick only a star dev? I want to know that. That's a little weird.
Very.
But I think he's going to be able to do good things with that roster. The wide receivers are very talented with Chark, and I think they signed someone else. Who was that wide receiver they signed? Was it
Kirk?
Christian Kirk, that's right. They reset the wide receiver market for Christian Kirk for some reason. I don't know what's going on in Jacksonville. But a very good team. Oh, and he picked up Odell off the free agency wire, so he's going to be good to go on offense. If he can build the defense, he's got Josh Allen at OLB to rush in, so he has talent. You Very solid. I played you, and I had a lot of trouble stopping your run game, and I think the run game is going to be important this season. Um, if you can't stop the run, like you're going to have a lot of problems because the whole point is to make people pass and throw picks and get sacks. So I don't know what to expect for this division. I'm similar to you. I don't know what to expect out of TBK, and I think Niles is a very good defensive user, and if he gets his run game going, kind of like you, it's hard to stop him because he has his little passes that he likes to run, kind of like Devin does, where you have your comfortable 10 to 15 pass plays, but you really want to run the whole time.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
see. That's a perfect explanation for Niles, myself, and I would even go as far as saying Josh. The TBK, I've never seen him make the playoffs unless he's had like a solid team. So I think it's going to be a couple seasons before he gets into the competitive mix, just because of the overall talent gap between his team and the other three. But I get what you're saying now by division being so close, because you have myself, Josh, and Niles who play so similar. So it's going to be who makes the least amount of mistakes.
Right. I mean, that's the name of the game in Madden 23. Who makes the least amount of mistakes? And I mean, maybe not this year, but I mean, moving forward, the Texans have a ton of draft capital. Davis Mills is a young rookie quarterback, so they're going to have a lot of cap. They're going to be in a good spot moving forward. They got a couple good players, a couple good rookies, a good offensive lineman rookie. They could be a force to be reckoned with 2-3 years down the line. But I think for this year, I'm going to say Josh, but I'm like 55% confidence in it. I'm not confident at all. I could see either you or maybe even Niles winning the division.
Ooh. See, Niles can be really solid. He's very similar to me in terms of play to the level of your competition, but he only made the playoffs, I believe, once all of last year. So, we'll see.
We'll see. Who you think's going to win?
I got to go with myself. Just because of confidence. It is what it is. I got number 28 there, and I got a pretty solid defense. I feel really confident in my defense. I got a 94 speed corner. I got Stephon Gilmore.
Nick Cross.
I got a 92 speed safety with 96 excel.
Nick Cross.
And I got Julian Blackman. Yeah, Nick Cross.
And, of course, Darius Leonard.
And, of course,
hello.
Welcome.
Gregory, if you can hear us, say something.
He'll join. So,
anyway.
You got Buckner, who does a lot of damage. Sure. Penn would know. But, yeah, I like this division. So, we'll see what happens. Should be pretty competitive. We'll see.
All right. Next up is AFC East. Let's see who's in this one.
I'm glad you saved the best for last. I'm glad you did that one.
I'm just clicking through on the standings here, so I guess Madden also knew. So in the AFC East, we have Voodoo Dog, which I believe is Joe Steck, as the Buffalo Bills. You got Slick as the Dolphins. You have Danny as the Jets, and then you have Greg, newly minted as the Patriots owner after a draft day trade with the Eagles, who I think was Rebel. So this division is, pretty competitive. I mean, you got Joe, who has the best team theoretically, with two elite pass rushers in Von Miller and the other one that they had. What's the other pass rusher they have? Well, they have two now. I'm blanking on the name.
They had he was on the Colts.
Was it Yannick? Is it Yannick?
Terrell Basham? No, it's I don't know.
Well, they have Von Miller, I do know that, and they got huge buffs to Jordan Poyer and Micah Hyde this year. And of course they have Trey White at cornerback and Stephon Diggs and Josh Allen, of course. So they're going to be very good once again.
Greg Rousseau.
Oh, Gregory Rousseau, and they have Ed Oliver at DT as well. Yeah. But then you have Slick, who has arguably the greatest competitive advantage in the entire league this year with Tyreek and Jalen Waddle.
But normally you would think that. But what did we talk about this year? The pass rush is so juiced that
I know.
Who knows how it's going to play out? I mean, originally we were like, all right, the Dolphins got so much speed, but we'll see.
So I agree with you, but if from what I've heard, the reports back, at least from KK, when he played Slick online, was that it didn't matter. You could just chuck it up within 2 seconds downfield with directional passing, and Tyreek Hill was going to run under it and pass your safety, even in cover 4 drop. So I don't know. I think it's going to be. I think Tyreek and Jalen are so fast that it's going to be almost the perfect counter to
Yeah.
the gameplay.
I'll say two things about this division. One, Greg, as much crap as we give Greg for running like a little girl, because that's what he did, his trade did make this division a little bit better. And two, this is a guarantee. Joe Steck will beat Slick and Greg at least once every other season, because that's Joe's MO.
That is
he
his
doesn't
MO.
do that well, but he beats a top user every single freaking time. So Joe will beat one of them. Hey, this is a toss-up between Slick and Greg. It all depends on how much MUT has Greg played. If he has not played that much MUT, he'll come out on top. If he has, I'm going to go with Slicks. So
You think he's going to get tired and quit halfway through the season?
So here's the deal. He was in a tough division with Devin and Chunk.
Right.
And he ran because it's a tough division, so if he starts losing, he's going to fold. But then again, he made a comment. He goes, "I'm not going to let these losers get to the Super Bowl easily." So now, if he doesn't get to the Super Bowl,
Right. It's all on him.
it's all on him. So is Greg, the fragile Greg, going to be able to handle that if he loses in the playoffs? So it's one of those things. I mean, we'll see.
I think you might be right, because, I mean, Greg's even in this party chat and can speak up to defend himself at any point, and he's still quiet as a mouse. He's clearly afraid of being embarrassed by his failure. So we'll see. And I mean, his team sucks. His team paid $20 million for 2 tight ends that are average at best.
And
Nelson
roster is terrible.
It's so bad. It's really bad. And you got an 86 throw power quarterback, and your running backs are slow, and your defense is old. Like I wouldn't have traded. I know the Eagles were in a tough division with Buns and Devin, but I would rather rock it with the Eagles and have a 98 speed receiver and a bunch of O-line talent and some Fletcher Cox and all that fun stuff rather than to roll with fucking Mac Jones. But hey, you do you, Greg. Enjoy the AFC East with Slick running past your slow ass Devin McCourty safety with 87 speed or whatever he has. I'm sure it'll work out great. I have Slick winning this division by a lot. Yeah, I don't think it'll be very close. I think he's going to be 12 and 5 at least. I don't think anybody else in the division is going to be, over 10 wins.
I'm going to go Greg. I'm going to do it.
After all that shit talking I just said about Greg.
I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. You know why? This is like when you're hoping for something. So I'm going to use this against him, or I'm going to use this in order to keep Greg in the league. Like, I picked you, so don't let me down.
Hey, that's fair. Light a fire under his ass. Take the toilet paper rolls underneath his desk and light it on fire.
I'm going to send him a message. You little bum. You want to prove that you're top 5? You can't win this division, you bum. That's what I'm going to do. I mean, come on.
Love it. All right. AFC West. This is the fun one in the AFC. Oh my God, I'm so excited.
Here we go.
I am so excited about this division.
There's gonna be so much trash talking.
That's exactly. I was like, I'm so excited about the shit talking that's going to go on between KK, J Stopper, and Lolo. So in this division, just to recap, we have KK as the Broncos. You have J Stopper as the Chargers. You have Lolo as the Chiefs, and then you have Sib as the Raiders. So I don't think Sib's going to talk too much because he's never been a super talkative guy.
No.
But Jay Stopper is not going to shut up because he finally has. Well, I won't say finally has because he always has an OP team because he's never picked a rebuild. Yeah. And especially this year where he picks by far the best team.
Best team in the game.
The best team in the game. And there's no in the game. It's not the best overall, but it's the best team in the game based on abilities, talent, quarterback, pass rush.
What? Can you explain the difference?
What do you mean?
You just said it's not the best overall, but it's the best team in the game.
No, like over like 82, 83, 84. Like I think a couple of teams have a higher overall rating.
Sure. Oh, okay.
But
Gotcha.
I mean, when you're talking about
Gotcha.
situations,
Yeah. Yeah.
setup,
Oh, yeah.
players, developments, abilities, there's nothing better. I mean, you start
Nothing.
off, Rashawn Slater on the O-line has abilities. You got the rookie that they just drafted from Boston, Zion Johnson, who's very good. You got Bulaga, who's very good. So you got three main starter O-line, which is the hardest thing to get. You got Austin Eckler, who's a superstar. Justin Herbert, who's a young superstar on a rookie contract. Then you got Keenan Allen, and somehow Mike Williams has fucking superstar trait this year. Whatever.
You got that defense is nasty. Khalil Mack and Bosa.
Dude,
Khalil Mack and Bosa in the juiced pass rush league. Come on.
I played Lolo as the Chargers. Lolo was the Chargers, and I was the Panthers. And I swear to God, I had 2.5 seconds at maximum every play because on my left side and my right side, Bosa or Mack shed instantly every play.
And guess what? You make a bad pass. You got Callahan, 92 speed.
Mm-hmm.
You got J.C. Jackson, 92 speed.
Right.
You got Derwin James.
Even Asante Samuel Jr. is like a second-year corner who's a star dev. You got Derwin back there. Adley is a good player, and then you got Kenneth Murray in the middle.
Tranquil with 87 speed, 90 XL as a linebacker.
Two fast linebackers with Tranquil and Murray. Like the team is set up already. It's so insane how good that team is. I know we're talking a lot about the Chargers, and it's crazy that we're talking this much about the Chargers because the Chiefs are in the fucking division, and they're basically an afterthought, in my opinion, on talent level, which is crazy to say about a team that has Mahomes and Mecole Hardman and all the young defensive talent that they have. But it really is, if Jay Stopper does not win this division, I do not ever want to see his face in chat again. I'm serious.
Yeah, I just want to see it on a milk carton. That's it.
I will milk carton the hell out of his face if he doesn't win this division by a lot. It is incredible.
Here's the question. He should win it, but who's going to win it?
I think Lolo's going to win it. I do. I think Lolo's going to win it. I think Lolo has been preparing for this moment. He finally has a good quarterback, which is not something that he usually has.
But he likes to run. So
see, I know he likes to run. And he will run. He'll be fine running because he's good at it. But I think having Mahomes and the fast receivers, like Sky Moore is a really good young receiver that they have. Mm-hmm. And then you have Mecole, who has 96 or 97 speed. You got Travis Kelce, and he loves throwing to tight ends. I think it's a perfect setup for him. And I think he has a lot of young defensive talent. He's got a good D-line, two good linebackers. If he can find some defensive backs to play on that team, and maybe one more pass rusher, he's going to be hard to stop, even with the Chargers in that division. So I'm gonna pick Lolo just to be different because I think Jay Stopper's going to fold. But I don't know. I think the Chargers might be Jay Stop proof. Not even Jay Stopper could fuck it up. Season 1.
Yeah. It's just let's. This is a close one. This is the closest one we've gotten probably so far.
Yeah.
Would you say this is closer than Jay Stopper v Lolo? Is it closer than me versus Josh?
Yes.
Okay, so let's do something. Jay Stopper has game 1 against Sib, game 2 against Lolo, game 3 against Josh. Game 4 against TBK, Game 5 against the Browns, Game 6 against Broncos, Game 7 against Penn, Game 8 against CDev.
Oh my. This is Lolo?
Yeah. Wait, he plays the Falcons and the Seahawks, so who's the extra game? Let me see. Oh, he gets... So, Jay Stopper gets CDev as the 17th game.
Ooh, that's interesting.
And Lolo doesn't get CDev as the 17th game.
Well, he has to play him earlier, but it'll be close. I think.
No, he doesn't play CDev.
Oh wow, that is lucky.
Yeah.
Not all of us can be so fortunate. Sib is in the chat saying no Sib love and tagged me. You're right, Sib. I didn't give you any love because you're in a division with the Chargers and the Chiefs. So I think the Raiders will be a very solid team. You know, Devontae Adams is on the roster. They have a few good pieces like Divine Diablo. You got a couple of fast safeties in Morig and Gillespie, and you got some good pass rushers. But I don't think Sib's going to be able to keep up.
Nah, sorry, Sib.
Same
Bro.
for, I mean, KK, we
Nah.
haven't even mentioned him. I don't think we need to. The Broncos
No, we don't need to. We
the,
don't need to.
the Broncos have a bunch of star dev players and no draft capital. Good luck.
They have one. Is Russ an X Factor or just a superstar?
He's an X factor.
Is it? Yeah, that's it. That's all they got. No other superstars. Or
I
X
think
Factor.
I think Judy's good. You know, Hamler can be devved if you're good at passing, but I mean, I don't think many people are going to be good at passing this year, and especially not KK.
Yeah, so
Love you though,
I
KK.
am going to go with. I'm going to go with. Man. I'm going to go with Lolo.
Man, I am too. Just for funsies.
Not for
Imagine,
funsies,
imagine losing the division to J Stopper, Lolo. Just imagine. Just
Lolo,
imagine.
bro.
Just imagine. All right, so that caps it for the AFC West. Who do you think is going to be the Super Bowl team from the AFC this year?
So hold up, we got to pause because Jabbar just posted on YouTube. It's absolutely closer than Mikey versus Josh. LOL. Mikey gets dusted by Josh. He knows that. So I've beaten Josh several times. I know he's not around. You know, I know
So
he's definitely not around.
So
The last time that Josh beat me was probably the last time the Cowboys won a playoff game, but, you know, we'll save that for later.
Nice. Love it, Jabbar. Keep it coming. So Super Bowl team from the AFC, I'm going to say Slick. I don't think I think his team is too fast in all respects. And I don't think throw power matters as much this year. And I think Tua is going to be fine, I guess. I think that's who he's rolling with as his team captain, so we'll see. We'll see. Who do you got?
For NFC...
No, AFC Super Bowl team this year. Who's going to be in the Super Bowl?
Super Bowl.
Right.
Man, that's a tough one. Because I have myself winning the division,
Ooh.
I can't say Josh.
No,
I just can't.
No, of course
can't.
not. You can't win the division then lose to him in the playoffs, man.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah, that'd be sad shit right there.
I don't know. This is man, you put me on the spot. Anywhere between Lolo, Greg, Slick, Josh, myself. I don't know. It's definitely close. I mean, that's
Yeah,
about
it's
as
hard to pick.
competitive as a conference as you're going to get.
It's hard to pick. It's hard to pick. All right. Well, let it be known that Mikey is too afraid to be a man and make a hot take on the record about who's going to be in the Super Bowl. But he has chosen one of 5 teams, so it'll be Slick or the Field is I guess what we'll call it. Moving on to the NFC. We're going to start with the NFC North because once again that's the first division that popped up when I clicked them. We have the Bear. Who the fuck is the Bears?
Bears is Guts.
Is he not in the league yet?
Nope.
Guts. Come on, Guts. Like, how are you not in the league yet?
No. He's in. Bad man Guts. He's on there.
Oh, well, my Madden says CPU, so I don't know what's going on with that. Maybe I need to update it. Anyway, so we have Guts as the Bears. He was not very enthralled with the fact that he got the Bears whenever he saw his team selection, but he is the Bears nonetheless. You know, they have some nice pieces, Justin Fields, and that's it. And the Lions, we have Freshly Baked Buns, Booty Muncher. He has decided that he wants a 98 speed receiver and not much else, so he has picked the Lions. And I think, didn't he cut Jared Goff? I think he cut him as a contract.
I didn't see it. I didn't see it.
So that'll be interesting. And then you have Darius as the Packers. The Packers are a very solid team overall. And then you have Dardar as the Vikings, who are a very sneaky good team for the first 2 years until their defense gets way too old.
Yeah. Dude, the Vikings have so many superstars and X factors.
I know.
I think they lead all teams. It's a ton. They compete with the Chargers. They're older, but
they are older. That's the problem. Is you have to decide as the Vikings, do you want to rebuild or do you want to try to win now? Because you have a very small window.
yeah.
So it looks like Dar cut Kirk Cousins, but I mean they got Dalvin Cook, they got Jefferson, Adam Thielen, they got a fast tight end. Their O-line is pretty average, but I mean their defense is loaded with Zadarius Smith, Danielle Hunter. I know they have Eric Kendricks. Chaz Surratt is a pretty good young player. Where's he at? Is he not on here anymore? He might be a safety. Their cornerbacks aren't that good, but they have that rookie safety Lewis Sine, who's really quick, and then Harrow Smith, who would be a good sub linebacker in my opinion. That's probably where I would play Harrison Smith if I was Dar. But
you know what's funny? Darius has been in this league for like 3-ish years, and for 2 or 3 seasons, he was the Cardinals.
Mm-hmm.
He beat Manny, and he was actually pretty decent. Every other year, he never made the playoffs.
Right.
Is this the division?
That was the podcast win, the infamous podcast win, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah.
He was feeling himself.
Is this the division where he comes back and wins and becomes that Darius?
It could be, because Buns is a deep passer. And I think that deep passers are not going to do well. But I will say, if Buns is able to adjust his play style, and the Lions might be a good team to do that because they have DeAndre Swift, who's very good, TJ Hawkinson, who's very good as a tight end, and they have a very good O-line. So if he can adjust his play style to be more of a short passer and a runner, I think Buns can win because I think he's a very good defensive. I won't say his defense is great, but he's a good user on defense, and he's going to be able to make enough plays to stay in games with what the Lions have offensively. But the Packers, their team is loaded. I know they lost Devontae Adams, but they have nice pieces to replace him. They drafted a rookie receiver, and they have Aaron Jones and A.J. Dillon, and of course Aaron Rodgers, who is one of the few X-factor quarterbacks this year to start out. Most users in this league are starting a 70 overall superstar quarterback that they've named as their team captain, and at least for the first couple years, if he uses them, he has Aaron Rodgers. But I heard that somebody tried to trade for Jordan Love, and Darius turned him down.
Rejected.
Darius turned him down, so he's not trying to trade Jordan Love away. So we'll see what he plans to do. I'm not sure if he plans on holding on to him and starting him over Rodgers or trading Rodgers. But their defense is pretty good. They have Kenny Clark and Jaire Alexander. So they have talent on defense as well. I think even though the Lions aren't the most talented team, I think I have to give this division to Buns, though.
I'm going Darius big time.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I just... I mean, we'll see. Buns can be a shock factor, but he didn't do much last year. He hasn't done much since he had the Texans when he had Deshaun and Hopkins. So
it's true. He didn't have too much success in Madden 22, but I think he is a good player, and I think he's going to be able to. He's a what?
Yeah. No, he's a very good player, but I think him and Darius, for the team differences, I think Darius is going to be able to beat him.
Yeah, and I do want to say I think Guts is just as good as Darius is, but I just don't think he has the talent on the team yet. But he does have superstar Justin Fields, so we could see good things happen there. But yeah. I'll say Buns, you say Darius, and we'll see what happens after that. The next on the list is the NFC South.
Oof.
The NFC
Going there
South.
next?
Yeah, we'll go there next. It's fine.
Should have skipped.
Oh, I mean, we can wait on it if you want. Let's go NFC East. It's fine. We'll go NFC East. In this division, we have, of course, Devin. What?
NFC West.
You want to do NFC West next?
Yeah. Let's do that one.
All right.
The NFC East is a good one. It's a good one.
The NFC West is really good too. Like I don't think I think we all know who's going to win the division. I think, but I mean, you have a couple of good players in this as well. I mean, so starting off, you have the 49ers, who I think is Jewel. She hasn't joined yet because she's getting the game tomorrow, I think. But Jewel's the 49ers, a great team, good pass rush. Once you figure out they have Trey Lance, I'm assuming she's going to captain him. Then you have Nick as the Cardinals with Kyler Murray and fast receivers, Rondell Moore and Hopkins and a lot of defensive talent with I think Simmons is going to be a fantastic user for Nick. You think about when Nick was successful, back on Madden 20, Madden 19, defense and the user was what made your defense great. And I think him having that type of quick user and defense being the king again this year, I think he's going to have a resurgence as the Cardinals. And of course they have J.J. Watt and really good pass rushers as well. The Rams, of course, are a super talented team. They just won the Super Bowl. You have A-Bomb, who is going to be able to run the ball with Cam Akers. Is going to be able to throw the ball with Matt Stafford. And of course they have a solid defense with two of the best players in the NFL with Ramsey and Donald. And then of course the worst team in the division is fucking Penn. So I say worst because they're not going to be the worst or the worst for very long. He's going to build a solid roster. I think it's a battle of the talented teams in the division have I don't want to say lesser users, but users not as good as Penn and Nick. And the worst teams have the better team builders and the better overall players. So it'll be fun to see what happens there.
I will say this. If there were two users that I guess I should labeled, who were the top two people that disappointed you the most last season? Both of them are in this division. That is Nick and that is Penn.
Sure.
I don't think they have adjusted to the PS5 Madden. They are definitely not as good as PS4 Madden. I would even go as far as say A-Bomb with the Rams is going to put up a fight. I really think he's.
Sure.
I think
no, I don't disagree.
I will say this. I will make a hot take here. You've been asking for a hot take. A-Bomb's going to finish number 2 in this division. I don't know who's finishing first. I don't know who's finishing third between Nick and Penn. But A-Bomb's going to finish 2. That's how confident I feel about A-Bomb on the PS5 version as opposed to Nick and Penn on the PS5 version.
So I agree with you to an extent, and I don't think that Nick or Penn transitioned very well to the offensive version of Madden, because when you think about kind of their play style, Nick was very good in Madden 20 whenever the pass game was very formulaic. If you run man defense, the corner route or the zig is going to be open. If you run zone, the seam is going to be open. Whenever it became this kind of more clunky, physics-based, animation-based type of game, the pass game struggled, and Nick didn't have as much success last year or the year before on Madden 21. Same for Penn. He runs whenever, he plays a lot of mutt, so he has his mutt tactics, but he doesn't run those whenever he gets in this league, and he plays his short pass game. And that is not what was successful last year, because think about how much time you had in the pocket, think about how successful and open those deep routes were. I think with the game transitioning back to a defensive meta, Penn and Nick are going to have a great resurgence in their play style and their ability. I think Penn specifically is going to thrive with this run first, short passes, control the game flow, and play great defense. That's exactly what Penn wants to do. Plus, he has a lot of great pieces. If you actually look at the Seahawks offense, the Seahawks are one of my top 5 teams if I had to pick who I would want to start with in a franchise that was going to run 5 years. A ton of talent on the offensive side with Metcalf, rookie Kenneth Walker, Lockett, and then they have, I think Noah Fant is the tight end now. That's a phenomenal 4-weapon offense right there. And think about whose picks he has, Mikey. Whose draft picks he has next year. He has KK's draft picks.
First of all, breaking news. We got Nick coming in on the comments.
Ooh.
Not a bad assessment, Mike.
I totally agree with you.
So here's the deal. Okay, if you look at Nick's team last year compared to his team this year, He had the Chiefs last year. He has the Cardinals this year. Very somewhat similar.
Sure.
You got a decent. Okay, so you look at Penn with the Jags last year, Penn with the Seahawks this year. Somewhat similar.
Yeah, quarterback's a lot worse, but I think the weapons are better.
Yeah. So then you look at A-Bomb, who's I would say he's a run-first kind of user. So let's see how he does with the Rams. But you got a very good defense. I mean, man, I don't feel confident just coming out saying Nick's going to win this division. I don't feel confident coming in saying Penn's going to win this division. I do think A-Bomb's going to put up a fight. It will not shock me if he wins it. I'm dead serious.
I understand where you're coming from, but I understand and I agree with you on why they weren't successful in the last iteration of Madden, but I don't agree with you that they won't be successful. I think both of those users are going to be more successful now than they have been on previous Maddens. And I don't have much
due to the defensive gameplay.
Correct.
Gotcha.
And just how they play in terms of defensive dominant and defensive focus, I think that those types of users, because they're going to be smarter about their play calls. They're not just going to sit back and drop and rush 4 and sit back and cover 3 all game. They're going to get creative, and they're going to force those turnovers that you couldn't force last year because there was no pass rush. There was no pass rush last year. You could extend any play you wanted 5-6 seconds and then throw a deep bomb, and it'd probably be a completion. You can't do that this year. You have to be smart, and you have to outthink the defense. And I think that Penn and Nick are both very good at confusing users on defense.
Okay, so who wins it?
Penn. I don't care. I don't care about the ratings. I think the fact that he doesn't have any pass rushers is going to hurt him, but I think he's going to dev him real quick because I think he's going to get sacks, he's going to get turnovers, he's going to get devs. He has a couple freaks in the secondary. That Woolen kid is the rookie that's like 6'4", 97 speed or something. He has. I just traded him a corner that's like 6'4", 92 speed. He has a lot of talent that he's going to be able to dev up, and I think he's going to thrive in the new Madden.
Okay, so we got breaking news.
Okay.
The Seahawks has traded a 2023 second-round pick for a 60 overall 24-year-old normal corner Bobby Price.
Ooh, Bobby Price is actually a really good player because he has a ton of hit power, I think, and 96 jump. Yeah, that's a steep price for a 60 overall player.
Very, very, very high draft pick. Wow.
Plus he's 24. I don't necessarily like the trade for Penn, but hey, I don't want to say it'll be a bad trade because it's Penn. I feel like he knows what he's doing. So, because I mean, Penn's played this game more than anybody else has in this league, I think, so far, because he's on MUT probably pretty constantly. Because I think Penn wants to be good at Madden 23 more than he wanted to be good at Madden 21 or 22. And I think that's going to be a big motivating factor for him. So I'm picking Penn this year and long term. I think he's one of the best players in the league.
I will go Penn 1 just out of respect. He's bigger than me, and I'm going to meet him one day, and I don't want him to beat me up.
That's right. Yeah, he'll deadlift
But I will go. I will stick with this. A-Bomb will finish second.
Okay. I like it. East or South?
We are going east.
All right, of course we are. So going to the AFC East, we have the Commanders. Hold on, let me get back to my list here. Who's the Commanders?
Simba guy.
Simba guy, that's right. We
the
got
old
Simba.
Bucks.
Cav Scout.
The old Milwaukee Bucks user.
That's right. You got Cav Scout as the Commanders. You got Devin as the Cowboys. You got Greg as the... Oh, wait! You don't have Greg as the Eagles because he ran like a dog with his tail between his legs. You got Rebel instead as the Eagles. A very good team. And then you got Explosive Squirts Chunk as the Giants, taking a developmental team. Big ups to Chunk, even though it wasn't really his choice because he picked 29th. But good for him taking such a shitty team like the Giants.
Yeah, let me double check something here.
I think
I'm almost certain Chunk actually had the Giants somewhat high.
Is that right?
He had the Giants at 13.
You looking at Michigan? Oh, I don't know about that. I kind of understand because I thought that Neal and Thibodeau would be rated higher, and I thought at least one of them would have abilities, but they really got screwed by EA pretty hard with abilities on those rookies.
But I mean, look at the teams he had below the Giants. He had, you know, Bucks, Cards, Rams, Packers, Browns, Cowboys, Eagles, Commanders. You know what I mean? So
listen. Not everybody wants to take a finished product. We're not all J-Stopper, okay?
No,
We're not all J-Stopper.
I was about to say that. You stole that out of my mouth. But so I give, like, and Chunk was trying to have fun, and he was kind of messing around. You know, he was kind of fake pissed. But I mean, he had them in the first half of his, you know, of all the teams. So we'll see. This division was going to be amazing. Oh my gosh, I was ready to talk so much crap with Gregory, but obviously a vaginal like Greg.
Big vaginal.
Big vaginal. I think he was so concerned, but I think he would have done pretty well against Devin and Chunk. I really do.
Yeah, especially with the Eagles. The Eagles are a solid team.
Very. 2 solid receivers. You got a somewhat mobile quarterback.
3 solid receivers. I mean, not only do you have A.J. Brown, who they just traded for pennies, basically, they also have Devontae Smith, a Heisman winner, and then you have a 98 speed Quez Watkins. Like, two superstar offensive linemen. Miles Sanders is a pretty decent prospect. Like, you get a quarterback on that offense and you're set, and then on the defensive side, you got a couple of fast linebackers. You have Fletcher Cox, you have Josh Sweat, and you have a couple of good corners. You draft a couple DBs and a quarterback, and I think the Eagles are one of the best teams to start out with. But, you know, Greg decided he wanted Hunter Henry and Jonnu Smith, so...
Yeah, for full transparency, we had yourself considering the Eagles.
I was considering the Eagles. Yeah. I thought they were a very solid team to start.
Very solid team. The only concerns with them is obviously the age of both lines.
Right.
But other than that, I mean, obviously, with lines not even mattering.
Right. You 70-year overalls are going to get through, you know?
Yeah. So I'm excited. With lines not mattering, I'm going to trade Quentin Nelson for 17 first-round picks to Elstein.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so
that's probably, you know, you're probably could ask for more, to be honest. He would pay he would probably give up one of his 4 children because he has 3 others for Quentin Nelson.
See, the thing is, I would reject that trade.
Probably, yeah. I wouldn't want his kids either.
Yeah.
Anyway, I think the Commanders are interesting. I think they're starting Sam Howell as their quarterback, and they of course have a really good D line with Montez Sweat, Chase Young, and Jonathan Allen. But I don't think Cav Scout is going to be super good. He was pretty heavily reliant on Quez Watkins when he was the Eagles last year, and he doesn't have that type of game breaker wide receiver anymore. So I'm not sure he's going to be able to keep up with Devin. I have Devin winning this division. I think Chunk is probably, I don't want to say he's a better user than Devin, but he might be in past years, but maybe not this year.
Did we just overlook something?
What?
I think we did.
What?
There's 2 commands right now. Selly.
Chunk Selly.
Chunk Selly and Selly, right?
Yeah.
I mean, can we get a better rivalry started already?
Yeah,
going from
phenomenal.
one season to the next. See, the thing is, I think this is not a hot take. This is just because of Chunk having the Giants. I think this is Devin's division by far.
Yeah, no, I think so too, because Chunk has the Giants, which is not a good team.
So there you go, Devin.
Yeah. I mean, Devin has an X factor quarterback, a couple of good receivers, an offensive line, and he's got 2 really good running backs and a defense that's pretty, you know, superstar heavy. So
also a little breaking news: did you see who he just posted for contract cancel?
No.
Michael Gallup.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Okay.
So that should be pretty interesting. He'll definitely be a seal bid.
Well, yeah, I'll throw some money at Michael Gallup. I need a third receiver.
Yeah, I'll throw a couple $5 or so.
That's right. A little wink, wink, nod, nod. A little back office commissioner action, if you know what I'm saying.
So I think Devin's division. That's my pick.
All right. Hey, what if Greg was still in the division though?
If Greg was still in the division, as the Eagles, I would have went Greg.
I would have too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was
But
his
of
to win.
course, he runs to a division where he's not going to win by our predictions.
That's right. Yeah, yeah. It doesn't make much sense. I think Greg was assuming that he's going to win 10 games and get in the playoffs, and he didn't want to have to face Penn, me, C-Dev, Nick, to get to the Super Bowl. I think he likes his chances better with.
He used his motive. Okay, I don't want crappy users from the AFC to get in.
Right.
To save him from losing in the AFC. But the problem is now that he made that comment and we got screenshots, if he doesn't get to the Super Bowl, he's getting trolled even harder. Like, if he would have went to the Super Bowl, or if he would have went to the playoffs with the Eagles and lost to a C-Dev, to a Jern, to a whatever, it is what it is. It's tough. It's tough matchups.
Yep. But
now, Gregory, because you're a top 5, think about it. Are there any top 5 or top 10 users in HK history in the AFC?
No. I don't think so.
No, but Greg is a self-proclaimed top 5 user in HK history. So now he has to automatically go to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, no, he has to get there. His own ass is on the line, theoretically. And I know his ass is always abused anyway because of himself, but it's especially on the line now because it's writing checks that he probably can't cash because his team is so bad.
Yeah.
So I'm picking Devin in the NFC East pretty confidently. Maybe Squirts in a couple years if he can build a team, but I think season 1 it's Devin for sure.
Yeah.
So cool. Stop complaining, Devin. Stop whining. You got the best team.
Wham.
No matter how much you want to act like the Cowboys aren't a very elite team. You ranked them 6th and got them, and they're
the question about Devin is, does he use Zeke? Or does he go Pollard? Because Devin, if there's one thing Devin does
he needs a fast.
He gets a 57 overall running back and makes him an X factor in like
he might try to trade
half
Zeke.
A
to be honest, he might try to trade Zeke.
Yeah,
I could see that happening.
How much value could you get though?
Yeah, I'm not paying much for Zeke.
Yeah. Cool. All right.
NFC South. NFC South.
The Madden gods. I mean,
Mikey's been begging for this for 3 cycles now since C-Dev joined the league.
There's nothing better than a C-Dev Jern division or conference.
Yeah, we've never had it before.
No, you had.
Well, not the division. Well, okay, so originally in Madden 21, we were in the same division for a little bit, but then I took a hiatus and came back as the Ravens. So we were in a division for 2 seasons, I think.
Yeah.
But we have who's the Bucks guy? Your homie, Judge Judy.
Poor Judy.
Yeah.
Poor Judy.
Yeah, he's gonna get.
He's
gonna get more ran through.
Heck of a baptism. Heck of an HK.
Welcome
baptism.
to the league, kid. Holy shit. He's gonna get more ran through than Greg's asshole on a Saturday night when he's a few beers deep.
Dude,
it's gonna be crazy.
My God. It's gonna be deep.
I mean, he has the best team in the division by far. The Bucks are loaded. You got Tom Brady, but I mean, it's gonna be. He better get the ball out in 2 seconds because me and C-Dev and probably Johnny Sins are going to be cooking up some crazy shit.
Is there a single game where he doesn't lose by more than 20 points?
In the division or?
Yes.
Yeah. I think
we don't even
score's
going
to be. Yeah, I don't know how he plays. I'm assuming because he's Mikey's friend, he's going to be really bad. So.
Absolutely.
Yeah, because most people you invite into the league are absolute not good. Like Henry was a great guy, not a good Madden player.
Did he even play?
I think so.
Was it Henry or Steinbach?
Oh, it was Steinbach. Yeah, he was also trash. Yeah.
No,
statement still stands. Yeah.
He's booty.
Anyway, so you have C-Dev as the Falcons, and I see why he picked the Falcons because he is Mr. Tight End and running back. And what Madden could you want a good tight end and a good running back receiver than Madden 23, where every pass is going to be within 10 to 15 yards usually. So he picked the Falcons, so no one's surprised. He has a rookie quarterback for 4 years on a cheap contract, and he's going to dominate. I picked the Panthers. I thought it was a good young team with young talent that's not already made. I'm going to have to get some devs to get lucky. And I'm rolling with a rookie quarterback as well. Baker is on the board, by the way. Anyone out there still listening needs a quarterback. I'm really interested. I really am interested to see what happens with the QB market after week 1, 2, and 3. When people realize how hard it is to pass, and they're looking out there with their 87 throw power quarterbacks that are really trash, and Baker's sitting out there, hit me up. He'll be available.
Yep.
And then, of course, the fourth team in the division is no pushover. It's Johnny Sins, who has been begging and clawing and screaming and crying to get out of the division ever since the teams were announced. But he is nonetheless the Saints, and he's always a very, a good user, usually in the divisional round, at least in the playoffs. So excited to see what he can do with the Saints. This is, in my opinion, by far the best division. Not by much, but I think you have historically two of the best three players in the league in the same division. It's going to be exciting.
Yeah, great division. Johnny Sins is going to put up a fight.
I agree.
I have him. He is going to be a very good user. I got CDev winning just because that team has. I don't know if y'all out there know this, but they have a rookie linebacker. 92 speed, 94 excel.
Yep.
And if there's anything CDev does well is quote unquote, or quoting Elstein, manipulating the AI.
Right.
He's
going to fly off the edge with no fucking
Ridley.
regard
He's
for
got
human life.
Calvin Ridley. He's got
Ridley's
Pitts.
not suspended.
He's got an 88 speed quarterback in the rookie, and he know what CDev does.
Is he that fast?
He's 88 speed, bro.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Why is Desmond Ridder in real life that fast?
He's.
That's quick.
Yeah.
Well, regardless, I as a neutral third party, I would also pick CDev. One, because I think the Falcons are a very good build for Madden 23. And two, it's CDev, and he's very good. The third reason is I don't feel very good at all at this version of Madden. I think I am one of the users that kind of falls into that same category of likes to deep pass and will struggle early as I adjust to the new Madden. I've played a few games head-to-head with people in this league and other leagues, and I have not played well. So for that reason, I know CDev's going to
figure it out.
I'll figure it out eventually, but I think at least for this season and the second season maybe even, combined with the fact that I'm starting a 68 overall quarterback, I'm going to struggle a lot. And I know CDev's going to be on YouTube figuring out every single play to get open against these crazy blitzes. So I will pick CDev as well. It'll be interesting. I think my game with Sins will be very interesting as well. I think Sins is another one that is going to struggle to adjust to the game because he's not a short passer either, in my opinion. And his running game is primarily inside zone heavy, which I don't think has been getting open that much when in the games that I've played. So it'll be interesting to see if he can develop kind of a power pro-style offense because I have not seen that for him yet. So this division is going to be absolutely insane.
All right. Yeah, I got CDev as well. So
NFC Super Bowl prediction.
CDev,
yeah.
Easy.
It's hard not to pick him.
I don't want to say easy, but
no, it's easy. It's easy. It is easy. When is the last time that CDev was in the league competing hard and not in the Super Bowl?
Yeah, true. Good point.
True. Yep. All right, so that's the divisions. Who wins the Super Bowl? CDev or one of the 5 teams you selected?
CDev.
I think so too. But hey, we'll see what happens.
CDev, Jern, Pin.
I agree. So that's it. That's your divisions, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for tuning in for that part. Mikey, what else we got?
We're going to go over key players.
We just did key players when we talked about people.
Yeah,
I don't think
we should do just a couple breakdowns between the rules, salary cap, cuts, talk about pick'ems, and then after that we'll finish off with our power rankings.
Okay, cool. Yeah, let's start with pick'ems. We're going to be running pick'ems to start. We're going to hold off on fantasy until we see how much interest we get in pick'ems, and if the progressions are crazy and it's really easy to dev people up this year, then we won't run fantasy. We're going to do pick'ems. Mikey will post the list sometime either tonight or tomorrow when we advance to week 1. So make sure to put them in there. The typical prizes are what is it? +2 to the winner or +1 to the winner? I don't remember.
We will post it.
Yeah, we'll post information about it. It's pick'ems, guys. You all know what the fuck that is. A couple of rules to remember. You have to roster 53 people in this league and make your cuts before noon tomorrow. And then make sure you're under the salary cap. I don't think we ever had problems with that in the first season. I think everybody's currently under it. Just make sure you're under the salary cap, and you're not running a skeleton crew of like 46 players. Post your team captains if you haven't done that. Remember, for those that are new, I know Mikey tagged the new guys, but post your team captains in the team captains thread on Discord. You can put one offensive player and one defensive player up to superstar to give them abilities. You cannot trade those players while they are your team captains, and after like week 2 or 3, we will not let you change or assign captains. So make sure to post as soon as possible if you want to use them. You don't have to, but I don't know why you wouldn't. Make sure your team is under 5 superstar players on each side of the ball. I don't think there's anybody that is over that limit. Maybe J-Stopper might be close, but I don't think anybody's over 5 yet. But moving forward, the second season, that is a rule. And just make sure to read the rules in general. We had some issues with some people that didn't like when we called them out for rule violations last year, and we got people that kind of played outside the rules or bent the rules or whatever. So just make sure you read the rules. They're posted on the My Madden, and they're in the rules channel. Be familiar with them. Don't use it as an excuse like, oh, I didn't know they were posted. They are posted. They've been posted for a couple seasons now. So read them over. If you have any questions, we can talk about it. But just don't be a dick. Just don't be a dick.
Yep.
Follow the freaking rules.
One quick thing, Jern, before we move on. I want to announce right now for whoever's listening, I'm about to post in the Gen chat. I'm about to advance to about to do the first advance. And then what we're going to do, 10, 15 minutes between advance?
Yeah, we'll just do too late. Yeah, we can do like 10 minutes or so.
Okay.
And then we're going to stop at the last preseason week, which I believe is week 4. But Mikey, just make sure it's just don't advance the season. I don't know how it is with it because there's only 3 preseason games now, right? Like there's only 3, not 4. So I don't know if there is a 4th week or not, but we'll look it over. But we're going to stop at whatever the last week of the preseason is. You can set your final cuts, get your captains and your contract cancels posted, etc. But we're going to wait and let you fix your rosters up, set your depth charts, whatever, and do your training, and then we'll stop at the last one. And then, of course, tomorrow at noon is when we will advance to week 1.
All right.
Yep.
Here's the first advance.
Oh, no free agents. Don't sign free agents until week 1, by the way. We still have people who haven't done their free agent pick or whatever, and we typically don't open free agency until week 1, isn't that right? I think that's how it works, but yeah.
Alrighty. So, yeah, pick'ems. Make sure your roster, you went over rosters, right?
Yeah. Make sure you have 53 on them. Sub linebacker, make sure you only have one safety at most in your sub linebacker spots. Make sure you post your position switches for approval in the position change request forum. I know Chunk did that already once, and I appreciate that. But if you have, questionable changes, we do regulate changes from DE
we
to
have
LB.
Advanced.
Sweet. Improved rookie. I wonder who that is. That's exciting. Everybody can see that. Anyway, so we do regulate cornerbacks to safeties, DEs to DTs, safety to linebacker, linebacker to DE, and DE to linebackers, and tight end to fullback or wide receiver to tight end. So post your requests in there. And of course, remember, Baker Mayfield is on the trade block. And that's all I got.
Cool. So now we got some power rankings to discuss. Preseason power rankings.
I forgot.
Yeah, you did.
Because my computer died and my list disappeared, so I'm going to fly spec my list real quick. So Mikey, give your list first while I write mine again.
All right, I'm trying to figure out this training thing. This training thing's kind of weird.
Oh, is it different? Oh, are we going to turn off training camp injuries? We should do. Yeah, let's do that. Remember
it's
how
done.
Oh, we did that already.
I think so.
Practice injury off. Yes, good. Okay. Perfect.
Cool.
Top 10 time, baby. Top 10 time.
It is top 10 time, but this weekly training thing is kind of weird. I can't figure out.
Do your weekly training after we do the top 10. We get off the podcast. You can do all the shit you want.
All right. All right. So I'm starting off. Let me get on power ranking. Power ranking time. Oops. Pierre. Oops. Preseason power rankings. We got number 10. Number 10. We got the crybaby of the league.
Devin.
Number 10. Mr. Elstein.
That's all you need to say. You don't even need to announce it.
Just the crybaby.
Yeah, everybody knows.
Number 10, we got Devin. Very good team for him. Solid defense. Got Parsons, who's going to wreak havoc. You got Diggs, who's going to make some picks. Solid linebackers. I mean, that's an ultimate Devin team. Solid, offensive line, good running back. We got Dak, who's solid, solid receivers. So we got Devin with the Cowboys at number 10.
Love it.
Going into number 9. Number 9, let me post this. A user who kind of let me down last year. I kind of talked about this a little bit. But we are going with the Cardinals. We got Nick at number 9.
Okay.
Solid team. I'm curious how he's going to use, speedy quarterback this time, but similar to the Chiefs that he had last year, he kind of struggled against Elstein and kind of didn't do as much in the playoffs that we thought he would do. But I got Nick at number 9. Number 8. I'm giving him a little bit more credit here than I think because I picked Elstein to easily win the division, but based off of last year and what he did and some of the games he won, I'm going with Chunk at number 8.
Okay. Even though he has that team.
Even though he has that team. See, I'm not going based off of like who they have. I'm going based off of what did you do, who did you win, how did you play last year. This is preseason, preseason power rankings. What I thought of you last year, transitioning, like I don't want to factor in because who knows what's going to happen. When the game starts, anything can happen. So I'm still going to go with Chunk at number 8.
Okay.
Number 8. Let me post this. Chunk. Number 7. Gosh, number 7's running. He's still running. He hasn't even stopped for water break.
What do you mean?
We got Gregory.
Oh.
Gregory, with the Pats.
Yep.
I'm going to go Greg. He thinks he's top 5 all-time HK, but he can't even crack top 5 of, like, in-season power rankings. So that should be a reality check, Greg. So solid user. He can play. He can beat. He's not one that. He's not like me. He doesn't play to the level of competition. He'll beat the people he's supposed to beat, and then sometimes he'll beat people that he's not supposed to beat. And then, obviously, he's a top-tier user for sure. The only problem with this is that he's got the Patriots. They're a terrible team.
I get it.
Terrible.
I get it.
Number 6. This might be a shock factor for the league. But, listen, I get to the playoffs every once in a while. Actually, I get to the playoffs more times than not. But usually I win 1 game, maybe 2. There's no reason I should be 7-3 against this guy in any Madden season, but I was last year. So for that reason, at number 6, I have to go with Penn. He disappointed me. Disappointed me, and I'm telling you, he disappointed me. The fact that I played Penn almost every single season, from PS4 version when he would just dominate me, into PS5 version where I was 7-3 against him last season.
It's a different game.
I get it. I get it, but this is preseason power rankings. It's a different game. Okay, prove it, and I want to see it. Until I see it, I'll move you up. There's a power ranking next week or next podcast we do. Once I see it, I'll move you up. So I got Penn at number 6.
All right. Who's 5?
Number 5. Normally, I would have probably put him a little bit higher due to the team he has, but I'm going based off of your different game comment. I got Slick.
Okay.
He's got a speedy team, probably the fastest team in the league. Did very well with the Falcons last year. He had a rebuilding team. He had Pitts. He had what's that quarterback's name?
Matt Ryan?
No.
Oh,
no,
Desmond Ridder.
No. He had
Felipe?
Yeah. Felipe Franks.
That's right.
And he got him to X Factor. So I'm gonna go with Slick. He did pretty solid last year. I'm gonna go with Slick with the Dolphins, number 5. We got C-Dev trying to interrupt my.
I got it. Don't worry. I got it.
Yeah. Shut up.
Shut up, bitch. Number 4.
Number 4, we got a guy in my division that I cannot wait to beat. Got Josh
Niles.
with the Jags.
Oh. That's a joke.
Josh is a solid user.
For sure.
He's okay. This makes it good because once I beat him, I beat the
number 4
4
you beat
guy.
the number 4 team.
Yeah,
you got to hype him up just to see the fall be bigger.
Number three. This is a shock. I think this is going to be a shock factor, especially for having Penn and having Nick and some of these guys lower. But I feel like this guy, if he has good internet, he will be solid.
TBK.
No.
Oh.
No.
Who's got bad
Number
internet?
3. Now, he's got a tough division, so this is going to be hard for him to maintain a top power ranking spot. But I feel like if it's not for Jern and if it's not for C-Dev, he would be a solid, day in, day out competitor. And I think he's good, and I think he's going to make some noise. I got Johnny Sins at number 3.
Wow. Okay. Interesting. I would not put him that high, but okay.
He came off hot last year towards the end. I think he's got a solid team. I think your division, 3 teams gets into the playoffs. So once you get into the playoffs, you just got to play, 2 to 3 games, and that's it. So number 3, I got Johnny Sins. I had Chunk at top 5 last year, and I was proven right.
Sure. No, he was a very good user last year. He knocked me out of the playoffs a couple of seasons.
Number 2 and number 3. I mean, it's pretty. It's pretty.
Number 2 and number 1, you mean?
Yeah, number 2 and number 1. We got number 2. I got Jern. Number 1, I got C-Dev.
Yeah, this is part of the power rankings. It's usually pretty boring. I don't necessarily agree. I don't think I'm number 2 based on team and play style, but fair enough. I don't.
That's my power ranking. So I got Elstein 10, Nick 9, Chunk 8, Greg 7, Penn 6, Slick 5, Josh 4, Johnny Sins 3, Jern 2, C-Dev 1.
All right. Well, let me take this opportunity just to, correct what you just did. I'll say this. I think my power rankings is based mostly off of who I think is going to succeed with their team this year. So it's not who I think is the best users in the league. It's not who I think are, number 6 isn't necessarily better than number, 8 or vice versa. Number 4 isn't better than number 5 generally. But this is what I think is going to happen this season based on the teams that people have picked for themselves from the jump. Number 10, I have Johnny Sins. I know you had him at number 3, and I don't have him that high because I don't think the Saints are that good of a starting team, and I don't think that he's going to transition well to Madden 23 because you think about his offense last year, it's very Madden 22 based. It's very, deep, medium to deep routes and inside zone, and I don't think that's going to be as successful this year. And I don't think that he is a creative defensive mind as much as other people are, and I think he's going to struggle to adjust to the new system. And I could be very wrong because Johnny Sins is usually a pretty solid user, but I have him at number 10 to start out. Number 9, I have Devin. He arguably could be higher. I think Devin is one of the best defensive users in the league. I think his user skills are very good on defense. I I just don't think he's going to be able to pass. I know he has Dak and Gunslinger and all that fun stuff, but I don't think he's going to be able to pass. I really don't. And I think with the introduction of the new system of passing, he's going to struggle even more. And I think he gets flustered. He got flustered when passing in Madden 22. What do you think is going to happen when he has 5 people rushing at him and twisting and in his face, making him throw inaccurate passes? I think he's going to clam up, and I think he's going to play conservative, and I don't think he's going to be a true tour de force for that reason. Number 8, I have Josh. I wanted to put him higher, but I'm still salty that he quit like a little girl at the end of last season. So I lowered him for that just because he didn't show the panache at that moment, and so I think that should come back to bite him in the power ranks. 2, I think his defensive style is lazy cover 3, drop back everyone, and he hasn't really ever ran an aggressive style defense. That is going to be the overriding meta this year. And I don't think that he is the most talented offensively. I think he is very predicated on deep cover 3 bombs and short passes. So I'm not sure he's going to be better than some of the other teams that I have above him. Now, I'm not saying that Josh is bad. I think that he's a very good user, but I think these other people are going to adjust the play style more. I know that I said that Josh would win the division, but in my power rankings, I have Mikey at number 7. The Colts run in at number 7 because I think that Mikey is going to succeed first year because of his conservative offensive play style, his ability to run power O, and his safe play calling, and his good defensive mind. So I have Mikey at number 7. Number 6, and you're not going to like this, but I have Nick. I think Nick is going to be very, very good with the Cardinals. I think his defense is going to be phenomenal with a good pass rush, really good users in Isaiah Simmons in the linebacker core, and then his safeties are going to be phenomenal with Budda Baker. I think defense is going to come back in a big way, and I think Nick is going to come back in a big way this year. Plus, his offense is stupid fast as well, and I think he's going to be able to do decent things with Kyler Murray. So I have Nick at number 6. Number 5, and this is more so based on the team that this person has more than the skills of the user. But I have J-Stop because I do think that the Chargers are J-Stop proof, and he's not going to. I don't think he's going to be able to fuck.
We gotta pause right now.
I'm serious. I don't think he's going to be able to fuck it up. Like it's hard to fuck up how good Mac and Bosa are off the edge, and with those corners that he has to sit underneath and play press man. I think he's going to be pretty good as the Chargers, and his offense is really good. The players on the offense are really good. I am interested to see what happens though, because you remember how reliant he was on escape artist abuse at the end of the cycle when we stopped playing. He got very one read and then take off with Kyler Murray. You can't do that with anybody in this league, much less Justin Herbert. So it'll be interesting to see how he's able to adjust his offensive style. I don't know if he's going to be able to, but I think the defense is going to create points, and it's going to keep him in most games against most users. Number 4, though, Lolo. This is another controversial pick. I don't think I've ever ranked Lolo this high, but I think he's going to do great things with the Chiefs. I think he's simplified his offense. I played Lolo for a little bit, and I took some notes on what worked and what didn't, and I think he's carved out a little niche on what can work for you in Madden 23. I think Lolo's going to be a very, very good player to start off as the first season, and so I have Lolo at number 4. Plus, I couldn't rank J-Stop above Lolo because I picked Lolo to win the division.
Wait, so who was number 6?
Nick.
And who was number 5?
J-Stop. And 4 was Lolo.
Okay, hold on 1 second. I messed up on the posting this.
Oh, no worries.
4 is Lolo. And
Number
Greg is having technical difficulties. He can't hear us.
Wow.
Or we can't hear him.
I can't hear Greg at all.
Number 3.
Number 3 is Slick. I think Slick is number 3. I think that his team is going to be so OP that it's hard to stop him. Plus, he's in such a weak conference in the AFC East because he has virtually nobody that's going to stop him, especially not Greg. So I think Tyreek and Waddle are going to run wild. I think Mostert is a weapon as well. You know, we've all seen Slick with Mostert before, and I think this is going to be the year that Slick really gets deep into the playoffs because his team is so much. Not that it's so much better. I don't think the Dolphins are super talented, but I think that Slick is going to be able to utilize the weapons on offense more so than someone else would. Number 2, and you had this person pretty low, but like I said, and I kind of explained this already, like you did earlier, I think Penn is going to be phenomenal on the new Madden. I think the defensive effort that we're going to see out of him is going to be incredible, and I have Penn number 2. I don't care that the Seahawks aren't the most talented team. I don't care that they have a shitty quarterback. I think Penn is going to be very good. They might even have Baker Mayfield eventually. Who knows? We'll see.
Did you keep yourself out of the top 10?
Yeah.
Wow. Wow.
Well, I didn't want to rank myself. Hey, Greg, how are you?
I'm good.
Good.
Figured it out.
And then number 1, I have C-Dev.
Wow.
C-Dev is number 1.
Greg made it on the last power ranking pick.
Attaboy.
Greg, I'm proud of you, buddy.
Hey, I have one too. I have a top 10 too.
Here we go. Okay. Here we go. Hold on. Let's get number 1. Did you get C-Dev? Jern, did you get C-Dev?
Yeah, C-Dev's number 1.
Okay,
for sure.
cool. So, before Greg goes, I like your list going based off of what you said, judging it based off of what teams they have, what users they have. The thing that I like about your list the most, you have finally gotten it right. Because every single power ranking you have ever done, you put Elstein ahead of me. And that is the most disrespectful thing you can possibly do to me as a human, as a HK
bad.
user, as a oh my God, it's bad. So anyways, so I appreciate your list. I appreciate that you finally got it right. I don't care about all the other, 8 picks. You got 2 of them right.
There you go. You're welcome.
Proud of it.
I thought about that really hard too as well. So I when I was deciding who was better between Devin and Mikey, I didn't want to give it to Devin. So I think you're going to be very good with the Colts. I think they have a lot of people. I think they're a better team than they were last year for sure.
That defense is nasty.
Anyway, Greg, hurry up so we can get off here in advance.
Yeah, mine will be quick, so don't worry.
Thank
I don't have
God.
any kind of crazy reasonings. 10. Devin.
Hold up.
We can post it after. It's fine.
Power rankings. All right.
9. I've got Mikey with the Colts.
2 back-to-back. Oh, you're not gonna give. Hold on, you're not gonna give reasons for Devin?
I don't have any. Well, I mean,
no reason. You got no reasons.
He's gonna run the football. He's not gonna be good at passing the ball. He won't be good enough in the end to go very far in what is a passing game.
It's not a passing game, but okay.
It's a defensive oriented passing game. If you're good at passing, from what I've seen, I mean, you'll rape a league.
Sure.
If you're good with the freeform passing. 8. I've got Buns.
Ooh, first appearance for Buns this go around with the
I
Lions.
always get the Lions, but the Lions are sneaky good. They've got some good pieces.
I agree.
Jameson Williams, etc.
But does he beat Darius with the Packers? That's the question.
Yes.
I don't think Darius has the weapons anymore with the Adams gun and Scantling gun. At
Is
7,
Scantling
I've got
gone?
Chunk. Yeah, Scantling went to Kansas City.
Oh, is that right? Okay. Another weapon for Lolo. Reinforcing my Lolo over
So
Chase
who's number 7? Who's number 7?
7, I got Chunk. Giants.
Chunk. Oh, okay.
Wow.
Good user, bad team. I still think he's good enough to. I think he's good
Overcome?
enough to make the playoffs and possibly win the division.
Yeah.
God, you know what this means, Mikey? Is we're never going to hear the end of it. How Greg's power rankings are the best because Chunk and Buns are both going to just suck him off so hard.
Yeah, I get it.
At 6, I've got Nick.
Mm-hmm.
So
Good
that
spot
seems
for
like
Nick.
a-
Good spot
yeah,
for
good
Nick.
spot. Yep.
I disagree.
At 5, I've got Josh. I think he wins this division most likely.
Okay.
At 4, I've got Penn.
Not a very good team, but a very good user.
Yep, super good user. At 3, I've got Slick, who I think is one of the better users with a great team.
Mm-hmm. Mikey, you have
Two.
two Joshes on your list there.
Number 4 is Penn, right?
Penn.
Yeah.
Penn, yep. So then that just leaves the top 2, and the top 2 are the same as Mikey's top 2. I got Jern at 2, and I got Cade at 1.
Who was 3?
Slick was
Slick.
3.
Slick.
There it is. You don't think the shitty quarterbacks at the top 1 and 2 are going to be a big deal
No. I think
in a
it'd be
passing
good
off
diffuser.
in a passing game, as you say? You think these guys are going to be able to beat the press and make accurate throws?
Yeah, if
'Cause
you're
I
a good
don't.
Diffuser, you're good enough at anything.
I think both of you will adjust. I think you guys will adjust easily.
I don't consider Baker Mayfield a crappy quarterback. And then who does Cade have?
Well, I'm not starting
team-
Baker, so.
Who are you starting?
Matt Corral, baby. It's the OK Corral. The Golden Corral. Come get your buffet. All you can
He
eat.
got himself hurt today, if I remember right.
Oh, really?
Yesterday.
Not in this league. J-Stop is upset because we
Jay
ranked...
Stopper, it makes me don't know how
Yeah.
to evaluate
Hey,
talent.
J-Stopper,
How
I've got
sad.
you top 5.
I mean,
all right, that's the highest you'll ever be in any power ranking ever.
Listen. Jern went based off of who's going to do well with the teams they have. I went based off of it's a preseason top 10. How did you do last year? How good of a user are you? Do you make the playoffs? It's all about like, what have you done? You know what I mean? So
Sure.
that factors in. He does have a juice team, but is he going to stay top 5? We'll see.
Who knows? We shall see.
Yeah, that's all we got, boys.
Sib said
You
out of
about to
32 and
advance?
33. Yeah, advance it to week 2. Let's go, baby.
Oh, yeah.
Did you
Or
get
week
to
three.
training? Did you get to do training?
Yeah, I did it.
How?
I'm good at multitasking.
You push
No,
The entire-
R3 to skip through it, and then after you...
It's the same as it was last year, Michael.
Simulate it, yeah.
Oh, now we gotta wait for Mikey to figure out training. If it's anything like Madden 20, we're gonna be waiting half the cycle before he figures out how to do it right.
Listen, take it easy.
Take it easy.
Take it
Take
easy.
it easy. All right.
We're
Well,
excited, guys. This
This
is
has
going to be
been
good.
fun. This has been a
For
2-hour
sure.
podcast. Hope y'all enjoy it. That's how you like that for that ass. Well, for all of us here at JNN, I thank you for tuning in. Hope this wasn't too boring. We got some good content out there for you. Make sure to post your pick'ems, post your team captains, get your rosters down to 53. Don't want to hear any crying tomorrow. Free agency will open up at noon tomorrow whenever we advance to week 1. Who's going to be home at noon tomorrow, by the way, Mikey? Because I won't be, that's for sure.
I will.
Okay, cool. Mikey will advance because he doesn't go to work. All right, great. Well, thanks so much, everyone. Y'all have a great night.